Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton and now we're covering the rookie division. This will be the opening round for the Monster Tournament. This is going to be our front 9 holes. So as you can see here, we have a minus 18 going on, so we're very happy with the score. But we just have to keep in mind that our expectations need to be, we need to go out here and kill it because the scores on this course are going to be very high and we have to hit perfect and drop a lot of shots in order to compete. So you know the drill. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. It would be awesome. And secondly, if you like my content, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up for the video before you leave. And we will just go ahead and head right into hole number 1. Hole number 1, of course, you have to eagle it in order to compete in the tournament, especially if you're sitting in tier 3. The good news is we get to take a rough bump here. We're going to go with half a bar of side spin to the left, combined with about 1 bar of top spin. You see here for an extra mile 8, I line up somewhere around the +3, +4 yard mark with my green ring right there up against the rough. And then I pull 10% as far as the elevation goes at maximum distance. Here we do hit the rough, we roll out, and we do come up onto the left-hand side of the green here. The thing about this one is we don't want to gamble too hard on the drive and accidentally clip the sand and get stuck in the sand. So landing on the left-hand side of the green is a safe play, and it allows us to putt in for a very easy eagle. That'll take us to hole number 2. Remember, we have to use a marlin ball here on hole number 2, and we are going to play at 0% at minimum. If you bring any other free-to-play ball, you're going to get stuck in between clubs, so make sure that you do have that marlin ready to go. Here you're going to notice that I put my yellow ring right up on the rough line. I play 0% at minimum, and we zoom in here, and you can see that although my entire ball guideline is in the hole, I am favoring the right-hand side. And then we make our adjustments. Like I said, 0% at minimum distance. And we hit the pin and we drop that one in for the hole-in-one. That'll take us here to hole number 3. Hole number 3, I do pick up the albatross. And we're going to go with 6 bars of top spin if you have it, 2 bars of side spin to the right. All we're looking to do here is go from one fairway to the next. You could play it straight up and go over. I didn't play that shot just so lower level extra miles could play the exact same shot as me here. But this is all we need to do. We don't need to press the drive again. As long as we land somewhere in this zone, we're going to have a really nice looking shot for shot number 2 for that albatross. Here we do play at 0%, and I am playing it at mid distance of my club. You're going to notice the ball guideline is a little bit strange on this one. We're going to go with 2.5 bars of side spin to the right. And then I want you to take note of the top spin here. We're a little bit more than 1.5 top. And you'll see how significant the ball guideline is going through the pin. That's not something that we do a lot whenever we have tailwind. But for some reason, if we don't do that, this shot is coming up a little bit short and to the left. So this helps keep our speed going. Here we do hit that perfect ball. We hit the rough bump. And we come in very nicely again. This one's dead center for albatross. It comes in a little fast. But like I said, I played it with a little bit less top spin on my other account. And I came up just a smidge short and to the left. And all I did there was add 0.2 bars of top spin. And that did seem to make all the difference in the world. All right. Now we head on to hole number 4. Hole number 4 still gives us that great wind angle to make this shot, to the fringe, green area, whatever you want to call it, fairway area. We can take this shot with the Berserker. We can also take it with a Titan. You could probably also take it with a kingmaker. Keep in mind that the berserker makes it easiest for you. We need to have big scores. I'm using just a tad of curl to the right. If you would like to know how to play this shot with a Titan or with a kingmaker, then head over to my qualifying round walkthrough for this tournament, in which I do show a Titan approach. This wind angle is similar to the qualifying round, except the qualifying round we had a little bit more tailwind. Here we just have a little, here this is just more of a straight up crosswind. All right, this takes us here to our next par 3, hole number 5. We're going to go ahead and play this one 20% at minimum distance of our club. You'll see here that with the katana, we can approach this one from the left-hand side, and we can use this wind angle to push us towards the pin. Here I want you to set your spins first. I want you to go with, depending on how strong the wind is, somewhere around 2.5 to 3 bars of backspin, okay? 2.5 bars of side spin to the right. Then I want you to notice where we're aiming at. This is where the end of our ball guide line should be. That's what I'm paying attention to. So if you can kind of just see there where my ball guideline is when it comes to the green square reference, that's where you want to be. We hit a perfect ball. And we fall into the cup very nicely. Here we go to hole number 6, in which I pick up an albatross on both of my accounts. Now, the drive we're going to play 10% at max, and then we're going to push back up to max. Now, you're going to notice here on this drive that I clipped the rough and I rolled out. That means I lost distance on the drive, so I'll pause it here for a second. Because I lost distance on the drive, I have to use the long iron on this account. Now, my other drive, I hit perfect, and I went from fairway to fairway without clipping the rough, and that drive went 390 yards. So, like I said, I did pick up the albatross with both accounts. And you're going to see this here real quick. This says 0% at max with the backbone. That is a typo on my end, so I hope all people listen. That is a typo. This shot is played 0% at mid with my backbone, and I went with 5 bars of backspin to where I can see that little bitty last hop, that little bitty last bounce of the hole of the ball guideline going right into the pin. Jesus, early. All right, so keep in mind with the backbone, for me, you'll have to check the own distance of your club, but I did play it at mid, okay, not max. And you see here, we smack the pin, and we fall in for the albatross. Now, on this next shot here, because I did get more distance, you're going to see that I was able to play this one with the thorn. So here, this one is at max. All right, this one is at max. Enough backspin to give me good ball control, ball guideline going right into the hole. Perfect ball, and you see, like I said, we get that albatross here. Again, this one much more consistent. Nice little roll into the cup. All right, that takes us here to hole number 7. Hole number 7, we still have a good wind angle to get this ball onto the fairway or green area. 5 bars of top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Here you see I go with 5.5 bars. You know, this is a little bit too much. You can play 4.5 to 5 bars is all that we need. And we just want to make sure that on this drive, of course, that we do hit perfect, because we're playing on a very thin fairway line here in between the sandbar and the rough line. We do come in a little bit hot, so that 5.5 bars of topspin was a little bit too much. But at the end of the day, we're going to take this every time and leave us with a very, very short wedge shot to pick up the eagle there on a sharp par 4. All right, we're going to play this one 0% at minimum. I did not pick up the hole-in-one on either one of my accounts on this hole. A little bit frustrating in that. I do want you to kind of take a note here of where I'm aiming. So I'm doing 1 bar of side spin to the left combined with half a bar of top spin. Same thing, we do have to play this ball with a marlin, or else if you bring any other ball, you will get caught in between clubs. We make our adjustment here, and I end up coming in just a little bit to the right-hand side. Now on the graphic, I put to play this one at 0% at minimum. That is what I want you to do. The shot that you are seeing here is played at 5% at minimum. So on my other account, I did reduce it to 0%, and I still missed by a hair to the right. It was really about the same miss as this one, which was a little bit odd. Obviously, the wind strength was a little bit different. So instead of aiming our ball guideline right there in that corner top right-hand pocket of that dark green square, we need to move this over just a fraction to the left. What I really like about this course, and the reason that it's easy to drop shots, is because I'm really able to get a good look at the dark green and the light green squares. So when I go into practice mode, I'm able to write down really specific reference points with my exact spins, and all I have to do is just kind of tweak my landing positions, and these balls fall into the hole. So on this one, I would just move this over just a fraction to the left-hand side, and we should be a good opportunity there for the hole-in-one on hole number 8. That'll take us to hole number 9. We're going to play this one 10% at max. We're going to go with as much topspin as you got, with 2 bars of side spin to the right. Here I set up with my orange ring on the right-hand side of the rough line there. I do pull that 10% elevation. I reach back into OP, and I do let this one fly. This is about 3/4 of a ball to OP. I do hit a slight great ball to the right. If you're not going to hit perfect, I do prefer the great right over the great left on this hole, just because it does give you a better angle to drop the shot here on shot number 2, which you'll see. So when you hit a great right, you do get to approach this shot from the right-hand side, meaning we get to use a little bit of left side spin with some backspin, and we get a really nice opportunity to get this one lined up to the hole. The only thing that stinks for me here is I did play this one 1-to-1, which is 10% at mid-distance, so I'm going to pull this one 2.2 rings. I unfortunately hit a great ball to the right, so we don't really have a lot to see when it comes to this shot to learn off of, other than the speed is perfect. So the spin adjustments are really good from a speed standpoint. Now my other account, on my drive, I hit a great left, which means I had to play the rough bump to pin, and I really don't like the rough bump to pin on this hole. I missed it by about 2.5 green squares to the left anyway, so it wasn't worth showing. Hey, that is it for the front 9. I'm going to get started on the back 9 now. I hope you find the video helpful. I hope you have a great, solid front 9 round. Let me know how you do. Subscribe and thumbs up. Thanks, everybody.